Making history as one of the few American presidents to leave office after just one term, President Joe Biden just declared that he will not run for re-election. We examine the intriguing lives of past United States presidents who made the decision to resign after just one term. Beginning with James Polk, the 11th President of the United States, who served from 1845 to 1849. Polk is often regarded as one of the most effective one-term presidents in American history. He came into office with a clear set of goals and accomplished nearly all of them within his single term. His primary objectives included reducing tariffs, re-establishing an independent U.S. Treasury, securing the Oregon Territory, and acquiring California and New Mexico. Polk's presidency was marked by significant territorial expansion. Under his leadership, the United States acquired vast amounts of land through the Oregon Treaty with Britain and the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo following the Mexican-American War. These acquisitions significantly influenced the future of the United States, fulfilling the vision of manifest destiny. Despite his successes, Polk chose not to seek re-election. True to his word, he believed that 4 years were enough to accomplish his goals. Moreover, the immense stress of the presidency took a toll on his health. Polk retired to Tennessee but sadly died just 3 months after leaving office. Then there is James Buchanan, the 15th president, who served from 1857 to 1861. Buchanan's presidency was marred by the growing divide between the North and the South, leading up to the Civil War. His inability to effectively address the issue of slavery and the secession of Southern states has left a controversial legacy. Buchanan believed in a strict interpretation of the Constitution and thought that states had the right to decide on slavery. However, his passive approach to the secession crisis only heightened tensions. By the end of his term, 7 Southern states had seceded from the Union, setting the stage for the Civil War. Buchanan chose not to seek re-election, likely recognizing the deteriorating situation and his inability to reconcile the nation's divisions. He retired from public life, spending his remaining years defending his administration's actions. Rutherford Hayes, the 19th president, served from 1877 to 1881. Hayes's presidency began with controversy due to the highly disputed election. The Electoral Commission awarded him the presidency over Samuel Tilden, leading to the Compromise of 1877, which effectively ended Reconstruction. Hayes was a man of integrity and had pledged during his campaign that he would only serve one term. His presidency focused on civil service reform, reconciliation between the North and South, and efforts to protect the rights of African Americans. He believed that a single term would allow him to make bold decisions without the influence of re-election concerns. True to his word, Hayes did not seek re-election and retired to his home in Ohio. He remained active in public affairs, advocating for education and veterans issues. Calvin Coolidge, the 30th president, served from 1923 to 1929. He initially assumed the presidency after the sudden death of Warren Harding and was later elected in his own right in 1924. Known for his quiet and reserved demeanor, Coolidge was a proponent of limited government and fiscal conservatism. Coolidge's presidency was marked by economic prosperity and the growth of the American economy during the Roaring Twenties. However, despite his popularity and the likelihood of winning another term, Coolidge chose not to run in the 1928 election. His decision was announced with a simple yet profound statement: "I do not choose to run." Many speculate that Coolidge's choice was influenced by the death of his younger son, which deeply affected him, as well as his belief that 10 years in office, including his time as vice president, were enough. He retired to Northampton, Massachusetts, where he lived quietly until his death in 1933. Harry Truman, who served as the 33rd president from 1945 to 1953, took office after the death of Franklin Roosevelt. Truman faced numerous challenges, including the end of World War II, the Korean War, and the beginning of the Cold War. He was elected to a full term in 1948 in one of the greatest election upsets in American history. By 1952, Truman's approval ratings had significantly declined due to the ongoing Korean War and domestic issues. Additionally, he faced health concerns and was exhausted from the demands of the presidency. Truman announced that he would not seek re-election, allowing him to focus on resolving the Korean conflict and addressing domestic challenges without the pressures of a re-election campaign. After leaving office, Truman retired to his home in Independence, Missouri. He remained active in public life, writing his memoirs and advocating for various causes. Lyndon Johnson, the 36th president, served from 1963 to 1969. He assumed office after the assassination of John F. Kennedy and was later elected in a landslide victory in 1964. Johnson's presidency is notable for his ambitious domestic agenda, known as the Great Society, which aimed to eliminate poverty and racial injustice. However, Johnson's presidency was also marked by the escalation of the Vietnam War, which became increasingly unpopular. The war, combined with widespread social unrest and civil rights struggles, took a significant toll on Johnson's health and popularity. In March 1968, Johnson announced that he would not seek re-election, stating that he wanted to focus on achieving peace in Vietnam and addressing domestic issues without the distraction of a re-election campaign. Johnson retired to his ranch in Texas, where he continued to influence public policy and wrote his memoirs. He passed away in 1973. These presidents, despite their varying circumstances, chose to step down voluntarily after one term, leaving their mark on American history. Biden follows same. Their decisions were influenced by a combination of selflessness, personal principles, health concerns, and the immense pressures of the presidency. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which president's story you found most intriguing.